What's the easiest choice you can make? Window instead of middle seat? Picking a vendor who sends a great gift basket? Outsourcing business tasks you hate? What about selling with Shopify? Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit a million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/try.
Denim is in demand at Plato's Closet in West Ashley and North Charleston. Get cash on the spot for everything denim. Bring in your trendy and classic styles of gently used name brand denim. Get paid for your denim shorts, skirts, jackets, jeans, and more. We're looking for denim that is blue, black, or a bold color, and jeans in styles like mom jeans, bootcut, baggy, flared, and ripped. We want everything denim. Sell your denim for cash at Plato's Closet today. Plato's Closet, located in West Ashley on Sam Rittenberg Boulevard and North Charleston on Rivers Avenue.
Hashtag no music, no intro. This team won't let us breathe, Ryan. The Saints win a thriller 24-27 against the Panthers. Huge game, division game. And I tweeted this earlier, and we can start wherever you want. I'm going to start here, though. This is where I'm going to start on it, though. If they would have lost that game, it would have been 100% on the defense. Because the offense came in. We had to do an emergency podcast because we didn't know where our wide receivers were going to play. We had a breakout game from Callaway, number 12. He just looked like he belonged. Looked like he belonged. Probably Drew's best game. AK making plays, Latavius making plays, an all-around good offensive game. They go up 14-3. Boom! 75-yard touchdown, DJ Moore. And so let's start with the defense. We can get into the offense later. Let's start the defense, man. I've been a fan of his. I've tried to take up for him. There's some plays that have happened to him this season that hasn't been his fault. But Marcus got something got to change. He got to be benched. I don't know if you could trade. I'm tired of seeing it, Ryan. And we're not even invested. It's just. I mean,
at the very least, you got to bench him a game just to know that there's consequences. Like, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not playing well at all. And if you know me, I've defended Marcus Williams more than most, man. Like, I always say, like, that range, decent ball skills, you try to roll with it. Just roll with it. Yeah, no, he's not a perfect safety. No, he's not. But you try to nurture those parts of him that aren't perfect and let those things that are good flourish. But right now, even the things he flourished is like not coming to fruition. So he's not playing well at all to me, man. Like they'll film study people that are better than me that could probably break down the safety position much better than I can. But just from what I'm seeing, I mean, he's not being what the position requires. Is you are the last line of defense. You are the safety. You get back and you make sure big plays don't happen. And he does the complete opposite. He is making big plays happen against the defense. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. Every defense hates those type of plays. And as annoying as it is, when you have an offense that will take 11, 10 play drives, work it down the field, what have you, I think as a defensive coordinator, you can deal with that to a degree,
Yeah.
But just to give up chunks and
Right.
like that's just so demoralizing, and it changes the game. Like
Yeah.
it's 14-3, boom, 10-14 in a snap. And again, we're not breaking down the all 22, whatever. That's not what we do. But just going by what was seen, Marcus, for whatever reason, he jumped the shorter route, and it could have been a situation potentially where Teddy moved Marcus with his eyes. But as a safety, like you have to know the defense you're playing. Like 23 got that covered. He has the short covered. Your responsibility is to play deep, like play deep.
And I will say, I'm trying to find out because Malcolm Jenkins on that play starts off deep, and Marcus is kind of playing shallow. So, is it something where Malcolm Jenkins had to kind of sit back and get deep because Malcolm Jenkins moves up to the right side of the field from the offensive perspective, and Marcus moves towards Lattimore's side, so there's nobody deep. It's a cover zero at that point. You know what I'm saying? So there's no deep safety at all. So who's responsible? I mean, I'm assuming it's Marcus Williams because he's the deep safety. We haven't asked Malcolm Jenkins to play deep safety much at all this season. So I'm assuming it was Marcus Williams. So I don't know, man. Like it's like, what do they talk about when they get in the film room on Tuesday or Monday or whatever to go over their mistakes? Like, what are they saying in there? Like, are they just like, oh yeah, my bad? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like you got to fix that shit. I can see if it's like, oh, it happens once every 6 weeks or something like that. But this is every game.
Every game, Ryan. Like Teddy was out shit balling today, bro.
Balling. Teddy and Drew Brees were even. You know what I'm saying? And Drew Brees played great. You know what I'm saying? So they were even. Oh, gee, the Teddy was even like more spectacular because the way he just managed the pocket when we rarely got pressure, but when we did get pressure,
oh my God,
it was like Russell Wilson back there.
Yeah, man. Like I don't scream at the TV very often watching the Saints play anymore, but like there are some plays where I'm just like, can you just sack him? Like what? Like what is going on? And like I felt like almost every snap where we got pressure, like our defensive line was like stumbling around, falling down.
Oh. I mean, I know the DL coach, Ryan Nielsen, I know he's going to be talking about a lot of bodies on the ground tomorrow, bro. There's a lot of bodies just on the ground. Like,
falling, getting up, just chase. Oh, bro, it was frustrating. So I tweeted it. I don't know what they do about Marcus. I don't know if they go out and there's reports potentially that Harrison Smith, safety of the Vikings, is on the market.
Like, I'd make that move immediately.
I
don't know what the cost would be. Obviously, it'll have to be you wouldn't want to give up nothing crazy, but like we already got that. That second round pick is in play. I'd trade that second round pick for Harrison Smith.
Would you though? The second for Harrison? Like
I give it up. I give it up, bro.
He's old.
Bro. He old. He got money tied to him. I'm just saying, if you want to win this year, if you're looking at this is like the last year, go all in. I fucking do. I mean, it's a second round pick. It's going to be a pick that's going to be like 50-ish. Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
the way I would see it is that the Vikings just basically punted on Ngakoue and got a third from the Ravens to get him. I don't think it should cost like a second to
like get. I wouldn't start with a second. No, of course not. Like you always want to buy it low. But the second would like just be the top. The most I'd be willing to spend.
That and I saw your thoughts about potentially like the Saints potentially like bringing in Earl Thomas. I don't know what the answer is, Ryan. I just know what we have right now is not working. It's not working.
Right. This is like you're just looking for an answer. You know what I'm saying? Like because what we have now is not working. My thing is he just has to suffer a consequence. Like you can't do that. Like you have to suffer consequences for what you're putting out on the field. And we can't just play you because, okay, you play safety and you're in your fourth year. No, like put Swearinger back there, put PJ Williams back there, whatever. Even if PJ Williams isn't the greatest free safety ever, like he has to feel it, man. Like you got to know that you're doing wrong.
I'm watching Dan Arnold make a play against the Seahawks right now.
I just know it.
Nigga, I am upset. Fuck him. Oh, sorry.
Catching and running, man. Look at that.
I remember at the preseason game, he caught the pass and literally like shovel passed it to the. Can't stand that Arnold, bro. Can't get about my face. I don't listen to WWL during Saints games. I don't listen to radio calls, but on Twitter I saw that Deuce was calling Marcus to be benched. Deuce, when Deuce is calling for you to be benched, it's bad, man. It's bad.
Deuce never does anything like that.
No, never. It's not who he is. So when he says like, "Yo, you gotta," and I think I don't know if you look at DJ Swearinger, like you kind of mentioned, you alluded to earlier. Have no idea why he keeps getting deactivated on game days. Like I feel like I saw enough plays from him in week 1 against Tampa Bay. Like I feel like I did, and then he hasn't really been seen much since. I don't know if that's your first option, but I do think, like you said, there has to be consequences, because what message are you sending where like you're just okay with complacency or just okay with just mistakes over and over again? Like that doesn't sit well. That doesn't sit well with me.
It's like, to me, that needs to be the message going forward before you make any moves. Like, let's you start benching, you start sitting people. You know what I'm saying? You did it to Kenny Vaccaro a couple of years ago when he
just about to bring that up. That's a great point. I mean, you sit Mike Thomas for being Mike, but at least you know what you get from 13 game in game.
13 gonna be a dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bruh, like it is so frustrating because unlike 2014, 15, 16. Where it was just like, man, these dudes just not good. We just don't have talent. Like, guys, like, I think we have some talent, but like, it's not like they're slow. It's not like they're not athletic. Mario Davis is fast. Marshawn Lattimore has good speed. Marcus Williams has good speed. MJ is supposed to be smart and like a quarterback on the field. Janoris Jenkins. Honestly, Janoris Jenkins and Sean played well today for the most part. I mean, they played good.
Sure did.
But CD Deuce, he was getting kind of abused in the slot.
I look at that as more of a, to me, when I kept that's a scheme thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I don't know, like, why is your slot corner who is in the slot matched up with the opposing team's number 1 wide receiver? Like, I don't know if that leads you to having Marshawn or Janoris follow Robbie Anderson, but like, to me,
there was no adjustment. It was like, where's the adjustment here?
It wasn't,
because there was, there's nothing CD Deuce could do, because
nothing.
Robbie Anderson runs a 4-2. You know what I'm saying? 4-3. He gonna run past
them. And I wasn't getting mad at Chauncey. I just don't know why he was continuing to put in. Like, I felt like he was put in a position to fail, and that's a coaching schematic thing. Another issue I had, like, it start like another like. That was terrible. Another issue I saw repeatedly is some of it was on Teddy in terms of him and his pocket presence. But like the pass rush, I don't know, man. Like, maybe the Chargers game spoiled me, but I felt like it regressed a little bit today. And that, again, that could be on Teddy and his mobility to some degree, but I do feel like it regressed a bit.
No, I agree. I think the interior pressure was lacking. Excuse me. Man, it just wasn't there, man. Like, and when it did get there, like you said, Teddy, they didn't contain. They didn't do a good job. It seemed like they didn't prepare for Teddy's scrambling ability. They didn't.
Which is wild, because he's been there. He was there 2 years.
Right, and it's like they didn't contain the edges. It was like, even, there's the play where CJ blitzed, he hit the inside shoulder, just allowing Teddy to get out. It was just a mess.
And I actually wrote it down in my notes when watching the game. We don't know the snap count, but like I just felt like Cam Jordan like just didn't play as much today. Like I don't know if they're limiting his snaps. Like I don't know how much he actually played or didn't play, but man, I feel like he just didn't play much at all today.
Where was he? Like, did they have Granderson in for him?
They did. Like I don't know because we know Cam Jordan's kind of this Iron Man in terms of playing all the snaps. But like I kept looking and like I don't know if it was the defensive line rotation or what it was, but I just like where is 94? Now he played obviously, but I'll be really interested to see when the snap count comes out. I believe tomorrow when you see the snaps. I just think his snaps just felt like it was so much lower than what we're typically used to seeing from him.
And it could be trying to do like a more with less type of thing. Like, okay, Cam, he's in his 30s now. Let's just limit his snaps a little bit and see if we can get more production out of him with less snaps. But I just don't, without sitting there looking at the tape, it's just like he's not winning immediately like he's used to. Like he used to just dominate tackles at times and just it'd be so quick where there's just nothing quarterback could do, and just hadn't seen that much this year. And same for the rest of the line. I mean, MD, he played quite a bit. He was, shout out to Two First, man. Like
for sure.
He put the step down at the end of he made a big play on the screen. Then he made the big sack coming in on that strut down the middle.
Huge.
Just dominate. They had him lined up. He eventually got bashed up with the running back, and that's a win. Period. Like Marcus Davenport is going to beat a running back trying to block him. Period. And he did, and that was huge. Like that one, that stopped the game from being a tie, pretty much. And but before that, it was like okay, where's Davenport? It's like they got to get more pressure, but at the same time, the secondary and the defensive line has to work together. So, I mean, Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, I timed one of his snaps. I mean, he had like almost 5 seconds, just kind of scrambling around, and of course he's going to complete because nobody's going to cover for 5 seconds.
Yep, I know exactly the play you were talking about. Like the secondary can't cover that long. They can't.
Right. So they have to kind of work together. It's like, damn, can we get 2 things that match? You know what I'm saying? Like,
nope, nope, not around here, buddy. Not in a day. And I wrote it down. We saw some of him. I don't know if it was the defense playing more base. We did see some Zach Bond.
I saw him. I seen them.
I seen them.
He made a little play. I was like, okay.
He did. So he exists. So there's that. But on a day where the offense comes out, that first drive, I'm like, oh, this is rhythm. I was like, they got the pass and the run going. Like that was a great first scripted 15 from Sean. Sean, for the most part, called a really great game. And we got to talk. I mean, we got to talk about number 12. We talked about him leading up to it. We talked about him after the Chargers game. He's a player, man. And I know that the Panthers played a lot of zone coverage, but you just have to be excited as a fan from what you saw from a player who's an undrafted rookie starting in a season where he didn't have OTAs, he had limited training camp, no rookie mini camp, came in, just made plays.
Right. And it just the fact that he made the roster tells you that they saw something during camp, And I've seen Drew Brees mention him a few times in the pressers. You can tell he's just a guy that's, just chomping at the bit, trying to get better, like we've seen from, young guys like Lance Moore when he was trying to get on, and, Colston, and, so many players that have, end up going undrafted. And he has size. He can run. He pretty much has everything you would want in a I wouldn't call him a possession wide receiver because I think he could be more than that. Because I mean, if you look at his Tennessee tape, he was getting downfield a lot. There was a lot out, big body catches.
Ain't got to worry about that with number 9. But yes, at some point we might.
That was kind of the part of me when I looked at Callaway coming out. I was like, are we going to be able to take advantage of him? I didn't know he would have this in his repertoire as far as like, just sitting soft in zones and stuff like that. So just to see that tells me like he could be something. He could be like a nice piece of the offense that we really needed. Just looking at the situation we're in now. And I know he went out with a little injury. It sounded like he did the pressure today. It sounded like he felt like, okay, I'm just all good. Like it wasn't nothing super major that's going to need surgery or nothing like that. So just something to keep an eye out for the next few days because shout out to
Catherine Terrell for asking that question during the presser.
Yeah, because Emmanuel Sanders most likely won't be playing next week either against the Bears.
I believe he can't.
Right.
Because he was symptomatic.
Right.
He won't be able to play. Also, not lost in the whole thing with Callaway is Deontay Harris had a good game too, man. Like a good game. Like
he got there. Like he got a lot of deep passes from Breeze, and he slid his toes just to make sure he was in bounds twice. That was some veteran shit right there, boy. I was like, okay, like that's sorely needed in this offense, So I like to see that, man. Just seeing a young guy step up. I was disappointed in Adam Troutman.
Oh man,
like he had the one target, he didn't work back to the ball. He got like knocked out of his hands. It's like, come on, bro.
And then I see the highlights from the Browns game and Harrison Bryant just out here balling. Oh really? Yeah, I mean he had two big touchdowns for the Browns against the Bengals. That's disappointing. And then we can't hate on his talent because the talent's there, but man, Teron Armstead is just a very he's a very frustrating player. Just frustrating.
It's like, man, can you get through a season, man? Like, come on.
And then
a game.
And as a script would have it, he goes out, and then James Hurst, who was suspended for 4 games, he comes in. He's playing left tackle. And I didn't think we on the preview show. I didn't think that Brian Burns was going to play. And again, we did our preview show a little early, so we're going to try to wait maybe to do them when injuries and stuff start coming or the injury report starts coming out. Brian Burns, as a pure football fan, that pass rush rep, woo,
it's like, damn,
rough. The bend, whoo, shit. As a Saints fan, it's like, oh god damn.
Came around that edge, whoo, just then he knocked that ball out.
Drew didn't have a shot.
He didn't have a shot.
And here was what I was complaining about at home. And I wrote notes down, Ryan. I wrote them down. 2 things. So after Carolina had that big touchdown, 75 yards to DJ Moore, when the offense gets on the ball, gets the ball back, Sean Payton goes 3 passes back to back, bang, bang, bang. And I realized something, Ryan. Sean Payton plays and calls games like I do when I'm playing Madden.
Yeah.
It's like he's like
just like a fan.
He's like a fan, bro. He's like, oh shit, like it's 10-14. Shit. Pass. And it's like, yo, like the run has been working, like the mix up, the dialing it up, like that's been working all game. But then I don't know. I feel like there's like this internal pressure of like, well, fuck, I got to make up these points. Yeah. And even when James Hurst was in the game, in my head, I'm like, yo, why is Sean calling so many pass plays? Like
what the hell is going on?
Like he knows Teron's not out there, right?
Like help out your left tackle, bro. Like
For me, I think those are the two things from an offensive perspective. Like, because we can't really talk much shit about the offense today. Like, we can't. We really can't. Man. They played great. They played. They put up 27 points without their two starting wide receivers. Like, we can't talk shit.
I know you can look at the points and be like, oh, well, I didn't score 30. It was one of those games where it was like, kind of take what the defense is giving you, work against the zone, find the soft spots, a lot of plays, you know what I'm saying? A lot of time of possession. So
yeah,
it wasn't like a put up a shitload of points, but you never felt watching that game like, damn, the Saints can't score. Like, I never worried all day about the Saints getting downfield at all.
No,
like
not at all.
I think maybe they didn't convert maybe one, maybe 2 third downs. Like they were great on third down today.
Thomas Morstead did not punt today. So we ain't talking about, we ain't going to spend too much talking about the offense play today, but those things as I saw them, I'm like, yo, this is annoying. Like I just feel like he coaches sometimes at the fan, he gets like this internal pressure where he's like, oh shit, like I immediately have to respond to just what happened, even though maybe running and passing have been working. And I'm gonna listen, Ryan, I know we're on his ass a lot, but Pete made some plays.
Big sexy. Big Pete.
he made some plays where I wrote it down. I was like, okay, all right.
Look, when you move Pete, when Pete comes around on a pull or something like that, he wrecking shit, bro. Like that's the best Pete. Like when Pete it gets to move, come around on the pull or get on the edge. Like that's when Pete,
like a screen pass or
like a screen pass or something. Like that's when Pete is at his best. But in his phone box and in the phone booth, boxing it up. Nope. I saw him on the ground a few times. I was like,
yes.
Come on.
So the Saints are 4-2. The Bucks won today, so the Bucks are 5-2. So they're still number one in the NFC South. What is your feel for the team? I'll ask you that. Just straight up, what they're going to Chicago next Sunday against the Bucks team, or against the Bears team. And it's gonna sound weird. I think that the Bears and the Saints are like the same team. And let me expand on that.
Please.
So the Bears are what, 5-1 or 4-1 or wherever their record are, and no one's taking them seriously because Nick Foles at quarterback, offense, blah blah blah. But honestly, until the Saints can start showing something more consistently on defense, as a fan, I can't take them seriously to do anything in the go deep in the playoffs.
Exactly.
I can't, man. I can't take them seriously. I just can't.
Right. I told my wife earlier, she was asking me what I think. I was just like, honestly, it just looked like another good team that's just good enough to get beat in January. I mean, that's just what they look like. It's not that they're a bad team. They look like a good team that's probably going to have a good record this year, but just good enough to get, lose in the divisional round, lose in the wild card round. And that's not a prediction. I don't hope that happens. And I hope, the Saints improve, which is possible to improve as the year goes along. But it's like game after game, I'm waiting to see it, especially on defense now. I saw it on offense. The worry after week 1 and 2, it was like, oh, the offense is Drew, is Drew shot. Those are answers that have been answered for me. Like,
yep.
Once Mike Thomas comes back, once Emmanuel Sanders comes back, the offense is going to be fine. I'm not worried about the offense. Not worried at all.
Because we keep saying this, and we'll touch on the Mike Thomas thing, but in theory, at full strength, the Saints will have an offense. Will have hopefully Mike Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, Traquan has taken a step, and then Mark, you got Marquez Callaway. Like you're good.
And Deontay Harris. So
you're good.
And you got Cook, Adam Troutman, Taysom Hill, Alvin Kamara. And I'm not worried about the offense.
No.
Yes, it's limited in certain ways. No, we can't throw 55-yard bombs. No problem. But it's a good offense that could put up 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good offense.
Now let's go
defense.
exactly. Like, I'm just thinking of games later down some games in December, I believe, that the Saints play. They go against the Chiefs. Apparently, that's the game that everyone
honestly, in 2 weeks, I'm not confident about the Bucks. Even though we beat them already, it's like Drew, like Tom Brady, he's gonna have tape to look at now. This Saints defense and be like,
yep.
Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So
the Bucks, Kansas City. You think Kyle Shanahan ain't looking at our safeties and our cornerbacks like, just Birdman hand? So I know the analogy. People might be like, what? Like, we're better than the Bears? I'm like, this team will only go so far because of how the defense is playing right now. That's just period. Now, if they have a renaissance, like you said, defensive line starts cooking consistently, and the secondary just starts, man, we're not even at this point, we're not even asking for them to be great. Just be consistent. Be consistent.
Tackle a guy. Like, tackle, like, you hit, wrap, bring him to the ground. Like, what's
these
it's like they're not doing the fundamental things right. That's what kills me. It's not like this guy is slow and he can't catch. No, he not doing, like, you're getting there. Like, you're getting to the ball carrier and you're not tackling them. Or the wide receiver is running past you and your eyes is in the backfield. It's like, those should be fixable things, but y'all not doing it.
Can we talk about the Craig Roberson?
Oh, man. I mean, I love C-Rob, bro. I do. I like C-Rob. He got that energy to him, but, man, when he come on the field, I'm like, fuck. Damn. It's not like Anzalone. He's been kind of up and down this year too. It's like
he has, like, he made some good talking for losses, had some good sticks, but like you said, it's
in coverage. It's like
we
got a linebacker, but
so let's talk about it, Ryan. We gotta talk about it because we were talking about it offline. We gotta talk about it on the pod. So on the Football in America show, prior to Sunday Night Football, Mike Frolio's been not campaigning, but he's been saying consistently that the Saints would listen, could listen, or let me walk that back. First, it was there was belief around the league that if Mike Thomas could be had potentially, and then tonight in the Football, American Football, whatever show, prior to Sunday Night Football, he reports that basically people in Mike Thomas's camp is basically pushing, asking teams to offer something to the Saints for him to get out of New Orleans. I'll say this. I don't know what Mike Florio knows. And I know a lot of people have been quickly just dismissing him. The only thing that I'll say, and this is not based on anything that I know, I just feel like this whole situation for months has felt really fucking off. Like it's a feeling. And there's some things in life that you just feel. And I feel like I know the Saints pretty fucking damn well. And when something feels off, like it just feels off, man. I'm not saying he's going to get traded, at a trade deadline or before, which is November 3rd. But it's just been like this weird energy that I felt over the last couple of weeks. And it's not going away. Like it's just persistent.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot. I never felt right about it. Even when Mike Thomas came up with the hamstring earlier this week, I was just like, something ain't right. And I know it's a real injury. Like, we know that he really did have a hamstring issue, but it's like, I don't know what would a grade 1 hamstring really stop Mike Thomas if he wanted to play?
Let me ask you this. And I'm going to ask you blunt. Is he pulling the Jalen Ramsey?
Bruh, That's where my feeling is right now. I'm not saying
I gotta ask it because that's what I feel.
That's why I feel right now. This is not coming from the Saints. We saw Sean Payton reply to one of those news outlets the other day. Like
some people saw it.
Some people saw it because y'all blocked this count is locked. But Sean Payton, Mike Thomas is a Sean Payton boy. He loves him, and also Mike Thomas is, he's. I don't think he's gone anywhere this season. I don't think you even have to worry about that. He has a huge cap hit if he did get traded. It's just not even economical to make that move.
It's not. So we should put that up. Yeah. It is not. He would cost $20 million in dead cap space if he was traded. And if you look at it going forward to next season, if this is Drew Brees' last season, you're looking at what, $45 million in dead cap space for two players? Like economically, it makes no sense.
No sense.
But I don't know, man.
But there's something there. Something there. I feel like he has a grudge. Just looking at the type of dude Mike Thomas is, and benching him for that game was suspended, quote unquote, suspending him for that game or whatever. I think he got a grudge, man. I think he just he's feeling a certain type of way. Is he actively pushing to get traded? I don't know, but we know who Florio's sources is. Florio, his camp is Mike Thomas' agent. That's all it is. This is like Greg. I wish we had Greg Rosenthal. Greg Rosenthal to break it down very. Mike Florio just talking to people who've talked to Mike Thomas's agent, and his agent is putting that out there for whatever reason.
And let's not. Speaking of Mike Florio, when the Bucks game happened, he was the first person that reported the whole thing on the same show, Football Night in America, that that after the Bucks game, Mike Thomas, he didn't want to get X-rayed or whatever.
Sure did. And so he has a link.
He knows something, guys. Like I know everyone's so quick to be like,
He just want clickbait.
No, man. Like I know Florio is a very polarizing guy.
Trust me, I know. I could pull up emails I've sent him personally, like just going off. You know what I'm saying?
But even without Florio, you take all this aside, I feel like there's something there, and I know it may sound sacrilegious to say this, but like it shocked me if he's pulling like a little bit of a Jalen Ramsey, and and if you don't remember what that was, Jalen basically set out all of. He just pretended to be hurt when he was in Jacksonville when he didn't want to play in Jacksonville anymore. And eventually he got traded to the Rams for a huge haul. So I don't know, man. It's fascinating. I just feel something icky about it.
I do also. So, and I just think I don't know. We'll see how it play out, man. We'll see how it play out.
And I think you made a great point too on Twitter and basically saying that whenever he plays, so if he doesn't get traded, he plays, I think all this shit goes away. Because at the end of the day, I think he's a psychopath in terms of wanting to be great. He's a psychopath in terms of wanting to play and being a competitor. And what's the worst thing that we saw it in the Jordan documentary, Ryan, with the whole when he was like a rookie or something, and he got hurt and
remember,
they wanted to tank, and he's like, no, I want to play. I don't care. Mike is the same type of dude in terms of personality. So him not playing, like football is everything to him. And so it's like he's getting cabin fever.
He's going crazy right now.
Going crazy. That plus he gets suspended by the team. Like you have cabin fever, then that makes you feel some type of way against your boss or your, you know what I'm saying? So who knows? In a couple of, in a week or so, this whole thing may, but be nothing. But Adam Schefter early this morning already reported that it sounds like he's going to miss the Bears game. Huh?
Yeah.
What?
Like, how do you report that?
Like,
where's he? So obviously, like Adam Schefter's getting there from somewhere, right?
Today's Sunday, bruh. We know he's
And
going
we're
to miss.
talking about a hamstring. So, in my experience, all hamstrings are at the very least game time decision.
You got to test it out, bro.
Right. We're going to run you. We're going to run routes. You know what I'm saying? See how you feel on Sunday before the game. So, that's not adding up to me, man. Like, to me, he's definitely playing the game behind the scenes.
Yes.
And I don't know if he's the driving force or if just his agent trying to manage Mike Thomas's, emotions or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how. Like, that's some deep stuff that, like, bro, like in the behind the scenes in football or in sports, period. It's just, it's crazy. Like,
crazy, bro.
Like, if we really knew, it would,
it would blow our. And the funny thing is, like, we know probably more than like most people, but like we still don't even like know.
No, we don't. That's why I like talking to dudes like Devin Bro and shit like that, because it's like, it's craziness, man. Like, it's a meat market. Like, sports is just a meat market.
That's all it is. So let's say this, and I feel like we might be talking about this too long, but we also want you to, like, as a Saints fan, if shit pops off in the next couple of days, like, we don't, we want you to be prepared, because we're telling you we feel something. We don't know anything. It's just a feeling. So here's the question. So let's say Mike Thomas or his camp will not relent off this, and basically sends messages, smoke signals to the Saints, basically saying, well, he's not going to play the rest of the season. Like, he's going to pull a Jalen Ramsey. He's just going to be hurt, quote unquote hurt. What are you starting at in terms of if you're looking to trade him, like in terms of compensation? Like, what are you starting at?
I would be like Mike Brown of the Bengals, man. Like, I would be such a hard ass. Like, you got to show me. Like, you got to wake me up out my bed to make me want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, You got to come with it. I would not give Mike Thomas away. I would not.
Yeah, this is not
I don't care what he does.
This is not a Bill O'Brien.
I would let Mike Thomas sit all year if he has to. And we rolling with Callaway. We rolling, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, I would not relent off of that, man. I wouldn't at all. You can't do that. Like, you just, and I'm a person that believes players should have choices. They should, do whatever they need to do. But if I'm on the other side, if I'm the owner and the coach and all that, I would not relent, man. I would be the hardest ass.
And this is like a different situation. This isn't even like the Houston situation with Nuke, when he wanted like more money. He just got $20 million last season, Ryan. Money's not an issue.
If I'm not mistaken, he's still like the highest paid wide receiver in the league. Maybe or two, like he's the second.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so no, I wouldn't relent, man. And they wrote a big check too. Like, it was straight up guaranteed money. They wrote a check for him. So I wouldn't relent. You're gonna have to pay me. It's gonna be 2 first-round picks, or a high first-round pick and a top level player.
So,
it's
man. You
it's gonna be something serious. You got to show the money.
Yeah, like if I'm the Saints, I think you said it. 2 first-round picks. Obviously Jalen Ramsey is a cornerback, what have you. And they just have more value. But 2 first-round picks, or if you could potentially get a let's say top 10, right? Let's just say top 10. And like a blue chip talent. And if his side doesn't relent, I think that's something you got to think about. Like, I think you have to think about that.
Yeah, then you can start thinking about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want no 31st, 31st pick in the first round. Like, no. We've been down that road.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Although at the end of the day, but yes.
But at the end of the day, the Saints have all the leverage. Like, Mike Thomas has no leverage other than not playing. And that hurts him. And that hurts him in the long run.
And I think if you're the Saints, you can look at it and say, listen, we just fucking scored 27 points with an undrafted wide receiver in Traquan Smith. Now, I'm not saying that like that's gonna. Again, it was the Panthers and whatever the scheme or what have you. Yeah. That they probably not gonna. We'll see what happens with the Bears. But you can say like we don't.
It's not like we go. It's not like we losing every week because you're not here.
No.
And Saints fans, you got to worry about Saints fans, because Saints fans will turn on you in a hot minute.
We know Mark Ingram is like the president of that shit.
It's Mark Ingram, Jimmy Graham. I mean, look, man, we will flip the script so quick, bro.
Always makes you think of the fucking Joker Batman scene or interrogation scene, bro. You're a leper. Real quick. Anything else just from the game? Also, how ridiculous is that 65-yard field goal came that close?
Bruh. Yeah, that was amazing to me, man.
Bruh, he
would own the record, bruh. Like just a half a yard more, he would own the record.
He yanked that bitch, Ryan. Yanked it.
That bitch. Like, bruh, I'd have given him like a point just cause, like, man, like, bruh, you hit that bitch. And it was perfect down the middle.
Oh my God. And that only happens in Saints games, bruh. Like no other game. No. Oh, completely forgot to mention this earlier. Speaking of Callaway, the whole shit with him getting his touchdown taken away, complete fucking bullshit.
Man, I'm still pissed about that shit.
Because that's a
bullshit.
That's a 4-point swing. That's a game changer.
And it wasn't that. I mean, even your boy that came on, he's like, that's just a bad call.
Ding Landino.
That was not an intentional.
It was not a pick play. That was not OPI. And to me, like,
that's a stolen. I feel bad, man, because imagine that, man. Like, he had such a great game, and he would have had that touchdown, and then he goes out with an injury after that. It's like, damn, that's fucked up.
You cap a great game with the touchdown. You go up, an extra 4 points than what you got instead of self and 3. Like that's a huge, terrible fucking call. It's a huge, terrible fucking call.
Bro, like the low key play of the game was that touchdown before the half.
Yes,
like that last 1 second left, like Deontay Harris catching that touchdown, like that pretty much saved the game, man. Like that,
it really did, man.
And shouts out to Drew motherfucking Brees. Like on that drive, he was really the whole game. He was crisp, but on that drive, man, that was the Drew Brees I know. I was like, okay, that's Drew right there, boy.
Boom.
Like we talked about on the last podcast.
Up tempo, bro. Up tempo.
It's like he going to Terminator mode, bro. Just surgical, just boom. I don't care the distance of the pass. Just bow, bow, bow.
Makes no sense why Sean just twice a game. Just go up tempo twice a game. That's it. Just let Drew call the plays at the line. Boom, boom, boom. It just drives me crazy, man. Because we see what happens when it happens. Like that's the most frustrating part. Like we see it.
Oh man.
But shout out to Teddy. Teddy balled, man. He was the one.
Teddy, bro.
He was annoying the shit at me, but Teddy balled. And I tweeted like Matt Rule, good ass fucking coach, man. Good ass coach.
How could it just let Robbie Anderson leave?
Here, let's walk this back. The Jets let Robbie Anderson leave.
They tried to trade him last year. Remember, we was trying to get him.
Yep. And I believe when was Adam Gase signed? Last season, right?
Yeah, last year was his first season.
The Jets wanted Matt Rule, but he wanted to bring in his own coaches. I believe they wanted to keep, was it Greg Williams? They wanted to keep someone. They wanted to keep some of their coaches that was there from the previous regime. And so because of that, Matt Rule didn't take the Jets job because they refused to let him bring his coaches with him. He went back to Baylor, and the Jets signed Adam Gase instead.
I do remember that.
Hashtag we are not the fucking Jets, bro.
And you could see just the coaching with Matt Rule's team. Like, even though their defense weren't great either, they were there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man,
they are good, but they're there. You know what I'm saying? They making the tackle and trying to make you stop. They're forcing you to beat them. So they're there. I'd much rather that than just getting blown coverages. Nobody within 10 yards. Like, give me that any day, man.
Man, if you're a Jets fan, how much were you shit? Like, first off, if you're a Jets fan, it's my condolences. But if you are a Jets fan, probably not a lot of Jets fans listen to this. How much were they shitting bricks today when they went up, like, when they went up against the Bills?
I can't tell you nothing about the Jets. I didn't even know. I knew they played, but I didn't even see a highlight.
They were
at red zone.
They were up like by 10 they were up by 10 on the Bills for like a while. Like, could you imagine being like, oh, we are not going to fucking ruin this shit? Just hot. But, of course, they lose, so they don't have to worry about that. Anything else?
Le'Veon Bell, he looking a little rejuvenated with the Chiefs.
Of course he is. You get away from Adam Gase, bro, your whole football career just changed. Just a rejuvenation.
Man, thank God I'm not the Jets, bro.
Oh, my God. So we'll see what happens, in terms of
Andy Dalton getting assassinated
on
the field. Dallas might be picking top 6, bro.
Top 5. Like,
yeah.
And I saw it, like, I saw some clips. Like, I know that Zeke contract is starting to look like a very negative fucking contract for the Cowboys and the Jalen Smith contract, but that Zeke contract is looking bad.
Man, they'll turn it around, bro. Like, then it's like, what do you do? Okay, you picking top 5, because I'm like all about Dak. Like, man, pay Dak. But then if you pick a top 5, that is like,
if they end up picking top 3, because right now they have 2 wins, they end up picking top 3, and if they have a shot to draft Justin Fields and not have to pay Zach $40 million, like, I think you got to go with the Rook, just from an economical standpoint.
Yeah,
I just think you have to. Like, because then you have 5 years. You have your quarterback at 5 years for, and this is why Dallas kind of fucked up, because they had Dak at that 3rd round or whatever round he was in, and they didn't do much with it, and now they got to pay him 40. But if you pick a top 3, I think you got to just cut bait and you got to take the Rook, man. I think you do.
And then Dak a free agent then.
Oh, that would be one of the most fascinating things I think we've seen since, the Kirk Cousins things, like that kind of whatever. But Dak on the open market?
Oh, man. Like, he killed my fantasy team. Him getting injured, like, because I basically drafted him and the Dallas Cowboy wide receivers. And, like, it's dead now. Like, I'm going to lose the rest of the year. So that's how good he is. So him on the open market?
Bro,
man. Like,
that would be absolutely fascinating.
Bananas, bro.
There was something else I wanted to ask you, but I'm losing it. Wow, it's gone. It's gone. Oh, I know it was. Can we talk about my boy, Todd?
Detroit players said touchdown.
We're like no, like they are pointing at the refs, like, no, throw it up.
Man, we are not the Falcons, man. Like,
bruh. I still need them to win one more so they can't get their quarterback of the future. But
these are some. I'm starting to feel bad for Falcons fans, bro. Like, and I hate them more than anybody, but jeez, like, these are some excruciating losses. Like, eat a bullet type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, this is ridiculous. Like, they're gonna have to recover from this. Like, it's gonna take a while to recover and buy back that fan base, the little fans they did have.
Man, like, he like, you can see it. Like, he's like, oh, and he like stumbles, and I'm like, oh, Todd, what do you?
I guess it was the momentum of, I don't know, man. Like, it was just like,
you know, would have been hilarious, bro. If he would have stopped at the goal line, like a Lions defender would have grabbed him and like pulled him over, bro. Like,
you gonna score this touchdown?
You scoring this nigga? Just great game. in Cleveland and Cincy.
I didn't see much of that. Was my man Joe cooking?
He was cooking, and then probably one of Baker's best games he's had in a long time. And I
saw his last drive. I was like, okay, because he hadn't really played well this year at all. Even though they have a good record, he hadn't played well at all this year.
But Joe played great. My boy T. Higgins still cooking. Eye roll. But it's just fascinating, man. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, the Saints play the Bears upcoming next Sunday, and that's gonna be a game, man. Like I look at that. Just a quick preview. I look at that game, and I look at ball control, like the formula that the Saints had, at least in that opening drive against the Panthers today. That's how you have to beat the Bears in their defense. Like ball control, mixing up run pass. Because this Bears defense is really good.
Man,
but
if Matt going against Hurst,
Lord, oh Lord.
I don't want to see that shit, though.
I think this is what I would say, and I don't think Sean will roll this way. But if Teron is hurt and he can't play on Sunday, and if Easton can play, you kick out Pete to left tackle, you let Easton play left guard, and you let Ruiz play right guard. Like there's no way that Hurst can play left tackle and go against Mac. No.
Man.
Can't happen.
Because the key is, man, like for Drew, is that pass rush. And Akeem Hicks, he's been playing well this season too.
Oh God, fucking eye roll. But yes.
I know, but it's I know some Saints fans are looking like Chicago. This Bears game is like something we should roll in there and win.
Excuse me? No,
I'm not looking at like that at all, bro. At all.
No.
Fuller been balling. Eddie Jackson been balling. Like
what I will say is, in theory, this should be a good matchup for our defense. In theory.
I don't know, man. Foles gonna pull that trigger now.
Yeah, he will. He
Foles
will.
lost that motherfucker. So
he will.
I think I don't know if there's a good matchup for our defense at all. Honestly,
that's a great point.
Until they show me different.
Yes, that's a good point. Okay, we rambled for very long.
Yeah.
We'll obviously come back. We'll have the preview show. We'll try to wait a little bit more into the week so we have a better idea of like the injury report. We did the Panthers one quite early, and so like the injuries or whatever that we talked about on Tuesday was completely different by the time the game come around. So we'll wait a little bit. And quick plug to all our Patreon subscribers. The hashtag Saints Twitter face mask is coming. They'll be shipping out hopefully within the next, like I said, 2 to 3 weeks when we get them. We've had 2 new Patreons since we did the emergency pod. So you'll get as well a hashtag Saints Twitter mask that we want you guys to rock and sport. So if you are a fan of the show, what we're asking for, if you want a face mask, a face covering, when you're out and about, you're social distancing, you're using your mask, become a Patreon subscriber, at least at the $5 level. That's all it is. That's it. You'll get a mask. So to all our previous Patreons, it's going to be in the mail. It's going to come when we get them. And I'm excited. So also, at NOLA Hat Plug is going to send us the designs of the mask. So when we have those, we're gonna put those out on Twitter, and we're gonna do a poll to see which design that you guys want. It has nothing to do with us. You guys want whichever design wins. That's the design we're gonna pick. That's the design we're gonna rock with. And that's going to be our design for our face mask and potentially any other merchandise that we have down the line as well.
And quick shout out to all our listeners in the UK.
Come on, man. Let's give them some love, man.
I look at the numbers, internationally, and UK is like our second biggest downloads. So just shout out. That's crazy to me, because I'm just a hood dude from New Orleans.
Feeling like Yang and Hov out here, niggas in the UK, baby.
It's in the UK, so I appreciate y'all, man. Just taking the time out, listening. My dude posted a great video in his man cave, just watching the Saints game, listening to our podcast.
Oh my God,
I love that. I appreciate that.
Blew my mind, man. And I've been podcasting a while. This is, off and on my 5th or whatever year podcasting, but it never gets old, because we just do this for fun. Like, we don't do this for any type of acclaim. We don't do this for any type of recognition. But to see it, it's super appreciative. It's super appreciative, and we love it, and we appreciate all you guys and gals that listen to us, and you give us the energy to keep doing what we're doing, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing. The Saints are going to keep entertaining us in some type of fucking way, yes, good or bad, yes, and we're just gonna give you the soundtrack and give you the laughs to listen to as we enjoy it together. So we're wrapping this up. We'll be back during the week, preview the Bears game. And hope my one request for the Saints and Sean Payton, can y'all I don't want to do another emergency podcast. I don't.
Just chill.
I'm tired. I'm tired, bro.
Just chill.
I'm tired. You just let us chill, please. So with that, we're gonna get out of here. With that, we're out.
Peace.